Challenges. An interesting spin on Project Zomboid's gameplay. If the regular sandbox has become stale, then these challenges are here to offer you something new and, well, challenging. Of course, you got your classics like the CDDA one and Kingsmouth. Who could forget these? Well, I have, because it's been a while since I've watched someone else play them. I've only watched someone else try these. I myself haven't played a single one. So I decided to make my first time trying these challenges special by trying to survive each one amongst the locations added on Build 42 Unstable, except for one. There are a lot of challenges here, and I won't be able to do all of them in this video. So I will be choosing 5 of them and completing each one. But first, I have to switch over to Build 42. Alright, there we go. Now that we're in Build 42, we can... Wait. Where are the challenges? Some challenge maps have been temporarily disabled. Oh. Well, folks, looks like this video isn't gonna work out. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we don't give up that easily. I'll have to do some digging in the game's files, analyze hundreds of lines of code, change some of it, and hope it works. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Oh god. Don't mind me. I know what I'm doing. Add challenge. Just uncomment that and it worked. Nice. No, I did say that I will be choosing 5 challenges. That was a lie. What will choose the challenges is this colorful wheel. Let's give it a little spin and see what our first challenge will be. The Studio. Let's take a look at the description. Tours of the Mountain Lion Pictures Studios backlot are now available. See where classic movies such as Cyber Killer 2, Mother's Boy, and The Dog Goblin were filmed. Blah blah blah. Please note, tours only take place at night. Our casts and crew members can get a little jumped up on caffeine during daylight hours. What that means is that during nighttime, the zombies you'll face will be shamblers, but when it's daytime, they become sprinters. If you haven't played with sprinters before, know that going against just 2 of them at once is incredibly dangerous. We spawn in one of the trailer homes with a gun and ammo. Yeah, we won't be needing any of that. For me to complete these challenges, I'll have to set goals for each one. For this one, I must either survive for 2 weeks or escape the premises. So I pretty much just have to get a car and drive out of here. There's plenty of parking lots to search through for a suitable vehicle. There's just one thing standing in our way of doing so. Zombies. There's too many of them to deal with quickly, not to mention I can only engage with them at nighttime. That is, if I want to live. From 9 AM to 8 PM is when the zombies are sprinters, so I'll have to work quickly and spend those 11 in-game hours efficiently. I went ahead and ransacked my kitchen for supplies, killed a handful of Zeds, and gave my neighbors a visit. Then I checked the closest parking lot to me and found myself a Horizon and a taxi. The Horizon was no good. It had no gas, and the keys were nowhere in sight. I was then overwhelmed by the dead, but got it under control. 9 AM was approaching, so I went back to seek shelter. But as I would kill a couple, more would appear, over and over again. As I was fighting for my life, the clock struck 9, and well... there goes my first attempt. Oh well. Attempt number 2. It started off the same. I looted my kitchen, killed so many zombies, checked that parking lot, sadly didn't have any cars this time, and returned home. Again, I was being overwhelmed and thought this attempt would end like the previous. However, this time, instead of fighting, I ran and hid, and it worked. They forgot about me. If I wanted to reach the other parking lots, I had to first make sure the surrounding area was safe from Zeds. I waited till 8 PM, then kept slaughtering the dead around me. Slowly but surely, their numbers dwindled, and I could finally take a peek at this parking lot and noticed a single cassette. It was hard to tell, but it did look like it was in pristine condition. Such cars usually have a good amount of gas in them, but I didn't want to risk my life for something that looked too good to be true. Not yet. So I set my sights on this parking lot up top. Oh, that's lot of zombies. Oh, time to get to work. I noticed 9 cars. Only 2 of them looked like they were worth checking out. But you never know. Even the worst looking ones might be good enough for me to get out of here. But something else I hadn't noticed was the time. Oh, no, please. In a rush, I jumped into a building and killed the 3 zombies chasing me. This place was no good. So I carefully crawled back home. I took a nap and returned seeking bloodshed. And, of course, clothing that made me look like I was prepared, when I really wasn't. Water wasn't a problem, but my food was dwindling. I'd say I had enough for 2 to 3 days, and my hearty appetite wasn't helping, so I had to hurry. I had no time to waste. And I'm not gonna lie, I kinda got impatient and felt like rushing through the horde to get them away from the good-looking cars so I could quickly check if they're even worth fighting for. They weren't. I couldn't find the keys for any car in that parking lot. So I went back to check out that cassette, and hey, it is in pristine condition, with gas. And look, the keys for it are right there on the ground. My life is saved. The amount of gas in the car was not enough for my liking, so I just had to risk my life to get some more. And after looting the gas station, I returned home safe and sound. Folks, looks like I'm ready to make it out of here. In only 5 days, I've completed this challenge, and let's be honest, it's all thanks to my insane luck. 1 down, 4 to go. Why don't we give that wheel a spin and see what the next challenge will be? Last Stand Accumulator. Now, this challenge would be my personal favorite if it weren't for the map. It's the same one from the tutorial. It's not that bad, it just lacks substance, detail. This is just some silly challenge you play for, what, an hour? And forget about, so who cares? I do. I was dead set on changing the map into something more interesting. A part of the map that was changed or added to in Build 42. The rusty rifle in Muldrow alongside this motel looked like the perfect place, and I did manage to make it work, somewhat. The way this challenge works is that it spawns a certain amount of zombies at every wave. If you do not kill all those zombies, you cannot progress to the next wave. And for this place, I don't know why it was happening, but not all of the zombies were spawning, meaning I was stuck at wave 1. I tried multiple things, but alas, nothing changed. So I had no choice but to complete this challenge with the default map for it. Yeah, I know, I'm disappointed too, but the show must go on. Mama didn't raise a quitter. Would have been nice if she raised a programmer too. But anyway, my goal for this challenge was to beat the final wave. The final wave being wave 15. How do I know? Well, this line of code dictates the amount of zombies for each wave. And as we can see, there are 15 different numbers, meaning 15 waves. And you might have noticed that the last wave contains 64 zombies. Doesn't sound that bad, but considering how small this map is, with barely any obstacles, it isn't as easy as it sounds. We begin at wave 1. For this challenge, you get money for killing zombies and completing waves. I'm thinking I'll purchase a fire axe and a shotgun, and save up the rest of the money for ammo. The first few waves went by smoothly. They weren't difficult at all. I completed them barehanded. Hello, shotgun. You will carry me far through this challenge. I hope. And one more thing. It says I can purchase 6 shells for 90 credits, but when I do, I just get 1. So that's nice. They changed the firearms in Build 42, so let's try out the shotgun. You're meaning to tell me, with 9 shells, I killed only 3 zombies?
Look how they massacred my boy.
The remaining waves, up to wave 15, played pretty much the same. The only difference was the time it took to complete them. Up to wave 10 took under 20 minutes, wave 10 took 21 minutes, wave 11, 22, wave 12, 24, wave 13, 25, and wave 14, 27. And then came wave 15. I spent all my saved up money on shotgun shells and got to work. You know what? I take it back. The shotgun ain't so bad. The number of zombies was steadily decreasing. With no sign of it stopping, it eventually came down to 1 final zombie. All this massacre, this hell on earth, had finally come to an end. Hold on. What's this? Wave 16. You know what? Sure. Let's try beating it. Yeah. As expected. I guess wave 15 isn't the final wave. Well, it's all good. This challenge is complete anyway.
That was a good shot. Thanks. Whoa, it's okay, we're...
They all just...
Hey, calm down. What's your name? Are you...
And I couldn't.
Calm down. What's your name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn, good. I'm Nathan. Just breathe. We'll get through this. Just need your help. There's too many of them out there for me to handle, but the two of us can take care of them. What do you say?
I don't have enough bullets to kill more than 3 of them. But I do have these. They're for the wagon outside.
That can work. We can go now. You'll try to get that car started while I protect you. Can you do that for me? For us?
Come on! Come on! Yes! Nathan! It started! We can leave!
Good work! You good to drive?
I...
Then step aside.
Why don't we see what our next challenge is? Ah, a really CDDA, or is it CD-day? That's how it's written in the files. Don't know why they put that Y there. Anyhow, why don't we make this challenge a little more interesting by changing where we start this challenge? I know, very original idea. My idea was to spawn in any place that was added in build 42. Why not at the top of a skyscraper? You know, it's an interesting spot. Just one problem. I don't think it's really possible to survive up here. So I looked elsewhere. Brandenburg looked suitable. I was unsatisfied when choosing which building to spawn in until I came across this ferry. It was perfect. Similarly to the previous challenge, for me to complete this one, I have to either survive for 2 weeks or reach a sustainable state of life. So basically grow my own food. The way this works is that you spawn on the highest floor of the ferry. You are wet, sick, drunk, and have a glass shard lodged in your groin. Alongside that, the ferry is burning. My priority right now is to remove the glass shard and bandage the wound, but I don't see anything I can tear up to get a rag, other than those clothes and all those zombies coming my way. Wait, there's zombies coming my way? Eventually, I managed to loot one of them for clothing and get myself a rag to bandage with, but then I stepped on some glass shards, guaranteeing my death. Yeah, I didn't expect for this to end well. My other failed attempts followed a similar pattern. Kill and loot one zombie, crawl away, treat my wound, and either burn to death or get eaten alive. It was on my 6th attempt where things were going well. I got enough clothing to not freeze to death, and I managed to treat my wound. However, I died by complete accident. You see, if you run towards this type of burnt wall, you jump through it as if it were a fence. And guess what was waiting for me on the other side? Zombies! My 8th attempt was when progress was actually being made. I treated my wound and got dressed. I was lucky enough to find 2 short bats at the bar, and I hoped that my luck hadn't run out just yet, as, in my opinion, that was the easy part. I've conquered the ferry. Now came the city itself. I decided to go left side to loot these homes and take over these buildings, so I could have food, weapons, and a place to seek shelter. In a couple of days, I reached a stable state. I wasn't healthy just yet, but I wasn't struggling to survive. At this point, I went out looking for gas and a sports car battery, as that's all I needed for that lang I had found earlier. I got myself some medicine, clothing, and more food, and of course, killed tens of Zeds on the way, as well as came across some of the new brochures added to the game. Ooh. Then I came across some mail vans, one of which had plenty of gas, and the other one had keys in the glove box. I just took the gas from that one and poured it in the other, and just like that, I had a ride out of the city. But where would I go? Well, this place looks nice, real peaceful. In all honesty, this place no longer seems to be a bad spot to call home, since this place is like the middle point between the new map parts and the old map parts. I gave my goodbyes to where this challenge started, packed my things, sutured my wound, and was on my way. I'm just hoping there aren't that many of them there. Alright, my recording messed up. All I did was clear this house and the surrounding area. There was only like 15 to 20 of them, not so bad. With me, I brought a bunch of seeds, and if grown, would make me eligible to complete this challenge. But by the time they would become seed-bearing, I'll have survived 2 weeks anyway. On my second day at my new home, I was visited by the beloved helicopter. I wanted nothing to do with him, so I returned to Brandenburg to collect one water dispenser so I could quickly water my crops. I got one, but it was empty. I dropped that one and found a replacement that was full. Returned home to find it surrounded by zombies. Nearly died a couple of times when trying to kill them, and found that they have destroyed that water dispenser that I brought home. Oh well, I learned my lesson and barricaded my home, then did some farming. The thing is, I did have plenty of water. It would just take a long time getting it from the sinks of the diner nearby to back home. I then found fertilizer and used it on 2 out of the 3 seedling crops, which killed them. That's not good. All I'm left with is cucumbers and herbs. To kill time, I traveled to this gated community to gather food, seeds, and other supplies, as well as admire the new basements added to the game. Then returned home, got bored quickly, and headed out to Phallus Lake to get more seeds. What else is there for me to do? My van decided to give up on me a quarter of the way there, so the rest of the trip was on foot. Risked my life countless times here for lettuce and leek seeds. Worth it. Walked all the way back home and realized that I had overstayed my welcome a little because I had survived for a little longer than 2 weeks and I have food on the way. I don't know when exactly, but it'll be here soon. So this challenge is complete. But if you thought that great tint, a plethora of red noodles, and overall depressing atmosphere of that challenge felt miserable, you haven't seen nothing yet.
You might want to drop that.
What if I don't?
Hey, I'm not looking for a fight. And frankly, neither is she.
You got me. So what's it you're looking for? Food? Water?
Fuel. You got any of that here?
Oh, plenty. Where you heading to?
Away from here.
Huh. Fuel's not the only thing I can offer. A place to stay, a safe house if you will. That's if you give me a ride. What do you say?
So he's in there?
Yep. We both made a promise that if things go south, we'd spend the rest of our days in there, with whatever cars left inside to repair and months' worth of food. But we have company to deal with.
Me and Evelyn can try getting through the front. You good to go?
Then I'll check the back. Let's move.
Stay back. We have to hurry! Come on!
Mind helping? Thanks.
I'm Nathan.
April.
Jimmy! Oh, who's this?
Boyd, meet April.
Jimmy was nice enough to let you in too, huh?
What?
And why's he not down here helping you? Jimmy!
Jimmy didn't let me in here because your Jimmy isn't here.
Just like the supplies we spent a week prepping, right?
Yeah, there's barely anything in this place.
Oh, there's nothing here then. Guess we'll just leave. Or are you saying that so you can have everything for yourself, huh? What'd you do to Jimmy?
Both of you just shut up! There's a horde of zombies outside that won't stop breaking down these doors and windows to get to us. And you screaming at each other isn't helping. Let's figure this out. Just quietly. All right?
Now for the wheel to determine my next challenge. The descending fog, eh? Now, this challenge by itself did not put a smile on my face, because it just didn't sound difficult enough. After spawning, in short time, a thick fog shall descend upon me and limit my visibility. Alongside that, the zombie population will drastically increase. So to make this harder, I added a somewhat modifier for myself. For this challenge, I can only use firearms. Can't kill zombies with melee weapons or my foot. Only guns. Same goals as before, either survive 2 weeks or reach sustainability. My adventure began in Ekron, in this abandoned building. It's peaceful here, the calm before the storm. The thing with Ekron is it doesn't have any gun stores, so my goal is to get myself a working car. Not just to get to a gun store, but also because being on foot can only get me so far. So I took a very calm stroll downtown, looking through parking lots for anything to go off of, and this van appeared. The keys were waiting for me in the glove box. All it needed was fuel. No gun store, but a gas station nearby, and an empty cooking pot I can pour that gas into. A tiny bit of gas did make it into that pot, and that bit of gas went into that van. Wasn't enough to leave town, so I had to diverge that horde from the gas station to get more. Just look at that horde. So many of them, and there is nothing I can do to stop them. After running back, I saw an opening to gather fuel. Or so I thought. Bitten, yeah, of course it's a bite. Second attempt started off strong. Found myself a gas can, just needed a car to use this on. You know, I'm feeling good about this. Haven't had much luck, but I feel like this is the one. Oh, never mind. Third attempt, much like the previous, found a gas can and filled some of it up. I also noticed something. Grills have names on them now? Just look, Hector Lopez Barbecue. What the? Anyway, poured that gas into this taxi and I was off. To the gas station, because that bit I poured in is not enough. While trying to lure them away, my light-footed skill was leveling up really fast. I took a glance at my skill menu and look at how fast this is leveling up. That's how many of them are around me. Tried to get some gas among all of this, but failed. The gas pumps remained untouched. However, these 2 cars were nearly enough to fill my gas can. Could this attempt be the one where I make it out of this hellhole? It is. I got myself a car. Now what? Well, I have to solve this, as well as get food and water. I'm short on those. Ekron is a no-go. Too many zombies. I went to scrounging the homes outside of the city. Didn't get much, because my god, there are so many of them, even outside of the city. But this massive garden came in clutch though. And after all of that, I have a car, I have food and water, but still no gun. The safest place for me to get a gun was this gun store. It's basically in the middle of nowhere. There can't be that many zombies here. Or so I thought. After some near-death experiences, I did get a bunch of bullets, magazines, and an M36 revolver. Finally, my next stop was the Rosewood police station. Even with a sledgehammer, being able to make my own paths by destroying walls, I couldn't get to the armory. There's just too many zombies. I did get a shotgun from one of them, at the cost of losing my car. At this point, I was feeling a little homesick, so I walked all the way from Rosewood back to Ekron. I don't know, the city left a good impression on me. On my way there, I came across a peaceful campsite, where I decided to make it my temporary home. After dropping off my supplies at that camp, I scurried off to the city to have some, fun. Spending the night at this camp made me realize that I'm not that safe here. No walls to guard me, and no doors to stop them from reaching me. Ironically enough, the city that I deemed too dangerous to live in had to be my home. But where? Every home and every store is surrounded by them. I had the firepower to deal with them, but the sound would just draw more in. But when I glanced over where my journey started, in that abandoned building, that memory came back. The memory of how peaceful it was, that calm before the storm. But now, that storm had passed. All that was left was to reach that calm, that peace. I planned a somewhat safe route there and made a couple two-way trips using that route, back and forth, and made myself at home. 2 weeks hadn't passed yet, so I took up farming. Wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. I waited out the few days that were left, got some visitors, did some reading, and thus completed this challenge.
I was looking all over for you. You left me worried. Missed as far as the eye can see. Or can't see. You know, Boyd reminds me of my dad. Always busy with anything but spending time with anyone around him. Whenever I'd say, "Good morning," he'd walk past me like I wasn't even there. But one day that changed. He set aside all his things and gave us the time of day. Taught me most of what I know now. He became different. In a good way. It was like that for a whole month. Then he passed away. I should have known something was wrong, but we were too happy to notice.
I had to meet mine out of town. We didn't talk much, but when things got serious, when he was driven away in an ambulance, I had no choice. On my way there, I just couldn't and had to stop and think.
In that motel?
And when the news came out about them, I couldn't get to him, no matter what. All I had to do was keep going. All I had to do was show up, and I couldn't even do that.
It's not your fault. There was no way for you to know what was coming. I'm sure he understood why you couldn't make it. Even if he isn't here anymore, we're here for you. I am here for you. No matter what.
Oh, wise mystical wheel, what shall my next challenge be? Winter is coming. Sounds ominous. What makes this challenge special? Well, in this challenge, the first few days are nothing new. But once those days pass, an endless cold winter coats the land of Kentucky. Hell, it's so special that it gets its own sort of warning message when your player spawns. It reads, "In 3 days, the endless winter begins. Wrap up warm." Alongside that, I decided to make this challenge even more special by adding a modifier. And that modifier dictates that I can only sleep outdoors. Cars count too. But why such a modifier? What makes it so special? Well, for such upcoming weather, you'd want to be indoors, preferably next to a fireplace, all wrapped up in blankets, all cozy, warm, and safe. But with this modifier, I can't have that roof over my head. Just something like a tent, a shoddy fireplace, and ripped up clothes I got from a zombie. Cold, all alone, constantly sleeping, with one eye open. Fits the game, doesn't it? But till we get to that point, we have to get out of Echo Creek, which is where this challenge begins. Not a promising place, but as long as I can get a car, I'll be fine. Same goals as before, survive 2 weeks, or reach sustainability. My first attempt went as good as any of my first attempts go. I was just getting accustomed to this town. For my second attempt, I came out with a weapon ready. I headed west towards this gas station to collect some food and water, and found my current home, this car, and bit off more than I could chew at this trailer park. Third attempt, same plan. Head west, stock up on food, water, and other very useful supplies. Why won't it let me cancel? Alright, I swear to God, if it says bitten... God damn... Hello, fourth attempt. You'd think I would have learned my lesson by now, but I'm still going to the same places. The supplies they contain are too good to resist. I just have to be more careful. This apartment would be an amazing place to call home, but, you know, can't really do that. This time, rather than moving further west into the trailer park, I headed south and found the step van. I just had to fight the whole town over it. I mean, seriously, how many zombies can there be? After getting rid of them, I got the van up and running. But before I even think of driving, I had to figure out where to go. Remember, I can't sleep indoors, so homes or any other buildings are a no-go. As I was looking westward, this fortress caught my eye. I mean, isn't it perfect? As many tents as I could ask for, and tall log walls to somewhat guard me from what can crawl out of these woods? Sign me up. On my way there, this horde of zombies were in my way. Not a big deal, I just drove over them, no remorse. But they did get their revenge by crashing my game. Oh, well that sucks. Eventually I did make it there, and of course, it was infested with zombies. All tired and sleepy, I had no choice but to kill them all. Slowly but surely, I secured the perimeter, with a laceration on my neck that I'm hoping does not lead to a fifth attempt. With my new home secured, I better go scavenge for more supplies. This farm was at walking distance. Silly me made the assumption that since it's a farm, in the middle of nowhere, there won't be that many zombies there. Yeah, I was way wrong. I dealt with some of them, then helped myself to some cabbages, and finally went home to rest. The next day marked the first day of the endless winter I was warned about. Wasn't that much of a bother at first, but once I made progress clearing that farm and the sun had set, these two bright red moodles haunted me. I couldn't go to sleep without a fire next to me. It would be too cold without it, and I wouldn't be able to get enough sleep. I had to keep this fire going at all costs. Wasn't that much of a problem. There are so many corpses with clothes I can burn around me. And for emergencies, this wooden cabin would get disassembled and used as fuel, which is what did end up happening. The following days followed the same pattern. Reach this or that farm, collect food, kill some zombies, return home, light up a fire, and go to sleep. But on the 7th day, trouble had made its way to me. The helicopter decided to make my life hell by circling me. This was bad. Real bad. That home of mine wasn't safe enough to where I could stay there, so I rushed to that farmhouse to think of something. And as I was in the attic, I noticed something. There's this little part of the house that is technically outside and is big enough where it could fit my sleeping bag. So, up here, I decided to wait out the helicopter event in my sleep. Best part is, for some reason, it wasn't cold enough to where I couldn't get any sleep. It was cold, sure, but I wasn't freezing to death. The next day, I returned to that fortress, and surprisingly, it wasn't surrounded by zombies. But I was over that place. This part of the farmhouse, albeit way smaller, it was far safer. For the remaining days, I ate some things, killed some things, and read some things, living the quiet life. So peaceful, I nearly forgot to check how long I had survived for. Oh, would you look at that? 2 weeks. Winter has come and gone. Challenge complete.
Would it kill you to even try to do something around here?
Whoa, hey, what happened?
Oh, nothing. Just felt like letting off some steam after my little trip. And why not do it on little Evelyn here? It's the only thing she's good for.
What's gotten into you?
Into me? I'm the only one going out there, risking my life, making sure we have something to eat. And what have I gotten in return, huh? And now I'm as good as bait to those freaks!
What do you mean?
This! It's just been getting worse. You might as well leave me for dead. You three can book it from here while I get all their attention. Just like you did when I left.
April, you...
That what you want?
It's all I'm good for. There's nothing left here for us anyway. About what I said earlier, I didn't mean it. Just...
No, it's okay. I'd be scared too.
You'll be okay. You're in good hands. Right, boys?
Sure is.
Promise me that, no matter what, you won't stop running. I'd hate to see anything happen to those pretty little eyes.
I promise.
April! We won't forget about this. We're good to go.
Make sure those two lovebirds find a home.
Will do.
Evelyn! We can't stop now! We have to keep going! tell where we're going.
Me neither.
Evelyn? Evelyn! There's too many. Evelyn! Get through the cornfield! We'll meet you at the end!
Okay!
It's too cold out here. Nathan, we have to move.
I'm not leaving her!
She's probably already found herself a place to stay. We can't go out looking for her if we freeze to death.
Fine. We'll come back later.
Nathan! Nathan!
Evelyn? You there? Evelyn? You look like you can use some help.
I thought I lost you.
Come on. Let's go home.